EA just dropped even more Madden 23 news a little bit ago, and we're gonna go over it in this video right here. And from the looks of it, everybody in the community is saying that this is a big W, and you don't always get that from EA, so when you do get it, I mean, you're pretty happy to take it, right? But before we get into that, if you don't want to miss out on all of the other Madden 23 news, including exclusive gameplay that I'm gonna have in a few days, and also some gameplay that looks like is gonna be dropping tomorrow, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any of those important videos when they go live. Apparently, EA is dropping a gameplay video tomorrow between two creators that they played a few weeks ago to kind of show off the game, so we'll break it down here on this channel as always, and I know that's one of the biggest things you guys want to see is gameplay. Now, I'm gonna have my own personal gameplay a few days later than that, so I'm gonna be dropping a ton of great content for you guys all year, just like we do every other year, so excited to be able to finally give you guys all that great content, so make sure you're subbed up so you don't miss any of it. So let's start with today's news. So the first thing they talk about is the new Field Pass. Now, we know a lot of different games have Field Passes, and EA is now doing this with Madden, and keep in mind it's completely free. I know in some games you have paid game passes. They've said that all of the Field Pass stuff for Madden 23 is free, it just comes with the game, so that's another big plus and a big W right there. It says here, all new to Ultimate Team for Madden NFL 23 is Field Pass. With the Field Pass providing a clear path to progression, you'll always know what you need to do next. You'll be able to see all the levels, rewards, and plenty of objectives to complete to make progress on every Field Pass. In Season 1, there will be multiple Field Passes available. Players can earn all of these rewards just by playing the game with no additional cost to access the Field Pass. There are three primary types of Field Passes: Season, Competitive, and Ultimate Team program specific passes. Starting with Seasonal, this Field Pass has 60 levels of rewards ranging from coins, packs, uniforms, and even a high overall player item. You'll begin progressing levels by completing specific objectives that are outlined within the pass. While there won't be infinitely repeatable objectives, we will be adding more objectives periodically so you can continue to make progress. We want to make sure that the progression and ability to hit rewards you want feels achievable. You can expect Season 1 to run for 60 days and of course, packed with content. Now, before we continue on, basically what it sounds like they're doing for Ultimate Team is they're trying to make it a little less pay to play. Now, I'm not going to give them a ton of credit and say, oh, they're just, trying to make it so easy to play without paying. Obviously, paying is always going to be the easiest road to getting a good team. But over the years, they've tried to make it a little easier to earn more free stuff, to kind of grind the game within a reasonable amount of time to get a good team. And a lot of people have gone no money spent over the years and have been able to do this. And this year, they're taking another step further. And you're going to see as we read through this article, they're removing things that were becoming kind of a money sink for people and incorporating a lot more ways to build your team for free. This might honestly be the easiest year ever to be no money spent in Ultimate Team. And I think Ultimate Team at its surface is a game mode that most people would agree is cool. Building your dream team, past players, current players, grinding to build a team and then playing other people's teams. The idea of the mode is great. The thing people don't like is that it feels too predatory and it feels like it's geared towards spending too much money. And of course, you can still spend as much money as you want in the mode, but if you can make it a lot easier for the average person to hop on for a few hours a day and not feel like they have to spend their entire life on the game to get a decent team, more people would be interested in actually playing it, and it probably wouldn't receive the level of backlash that it does. Next up is the Competitive Pass, which will also be available at launch. This pass includes objectives specific for our more competitive modes. Playing solo battles, head-to-head seasons, squad seasons, or MUT Champions will earn you progress on the Competitive Pass. The rewards have the coins and packs that you would expect, but in addition to that, we'll have a high overall player item you can be excited to strive for. While solo battles and MUT Champions will continue to reset weekly, the Competitive Pass will be refreshed on a bi-weekly cadence, giving you more time to work your way through the rewards track. And lastly, we have program-specific field passes available throughout the year. One of our launch programs called Headliners will introduce the first program-specific field pass. These program-specific field passes will have their own rewards and objectives related to the program. One more thing to note is that both the competitive pass and program-specific passes will help you make progress on the seasonal field pass. Here's a big one, MUT Champions, also known as Weekend League. It says here, we focused on major quality of life improvements with Weekend League, so much so that we had to change the name. Introducing MUT Champions, the most competitive mode in Ultimate Team where you can earn the best rewards and compete at your convenience. We heard feedback on the time constraints that surrounded Weekend League and wanted to remove that aspect completely. Now MUT Champions will be available to play any day of the week. With a weekly reset each Monday, you'll still be able to play up to 25 games per week. We also added a new way to earn entry into MUT Champions by implementing Champs Entry tokens. By making progress on the competitive pass, you'll be able to earn Champs Entry tokens and exchange one to access MUT Champions for that week. Since Entry Champ tokens are items in your binder and never expire, you can save them to use them in the current Field Pass season of MUT Champions. Lastly, we wanted players to have their rewards instantly based on their performance in MUT Champions. Rather than waiting until the following Tuesday, you will receive your MUT Champions rewards immediately after your game is complete. So many W's right here. Now you have all week to play 25 games instead of just playing from Friday to Sunday. That was a big pain point for people, myself included. Not everybody wants to spend their entire weekend trying to cram in 25 weekend league games, especially during the football season when you got football on Sunday. If you like college football, you got that on Saturday. For a lot of people, those are their couple of days off of work. While they might want to play Madden, they don't want to spend all of their time grinding it. So they've taken that away and they've made it all week long. And then you get your rewards instantly as you play. You don't have to wait until the next week. Now in the screenshot here, it looks like there is still a leaderboard, but there might not be a top 100 in the same way that it has been in years past. I know they removed that in FIFA, so they're probably doing the same thing here with Madden, but all in all, this is great. It gives you way more time to complete. You get rewards instantly. I mean, there's really nothing about this that you could look at and say is a bad move. Sets 2.0. Sets have always contained some of the best content within Ultimate Team, but required a lot of navigation to complete. This year we revisited how sets function to not only reduce unnecessary friction, but also reduce the amount of button presses needed to complete a set in Madden NFL 23 from upwards of 80 all the way down to 3. Sets will now be accessible from inside your item binder. From your item binder, you can toggle over and immediately access sets and clearly see the set rewards. With sets being a part of the item binder, you will get the benefits of the item binder, like being able to filter sets by position or program. Beyond simply moving where sets are located, we also revamped how you complete a set. For all sets, we will automatically check your inventory for the lowest cost, unused, and non-favorited items needed to complete that set. All you have to do is highlight the reward you want and press redeem. You will also see what items will be put into the set and whether or not those items can be used in other sets. If you want full control over what items you want to exchange, that option is still available. Again, another W. This is just great quality of life improvements right here. You can complete sets faster with just a few button clicks, whereas before, I mean, sometimes it could take you hours to complete a certain number of sets in the game because there was so much back and forth and clicking you had to do. Now it's very streamlined. Competitive play. For solo battles, we wanted to offer more opportunities to earn rewards, and to do so, we are now refreshing your opponents daily. Now you'll have 4 fresh solo battle games to play each day, or up to 28 games per week to earn rewards. The other key change to solo battles this year is how you'll earn rewards. While you'll still be able to see your battle score and tier you achieved, making progress through the competitive pass will be the main way to earn rewards for solo battles. We have specific objectives on the competitive pass where you can earn rewards based upon your number of wins and the difficulty level you play on. As for head-to-head seasons, we have adjusted the number of games for each division and the number of divisions down a bit. We want players to compete in Super Bowls more frequently for the chance to earn better rewards. With 8 games total in a season and 6 total divisions, you'll be able to get into the intense action of the playoffs much more frequently. For MUT Draft, we have removed ranked in the effort to create healthier matchmaking pools. We are committing to more regular updates to the draft pool throughout the year to keep content fresh. Additionally, salary cap has been removed from Ultimate Team. We have opted to take the efforts needed to maintain these modes and redirect them towards features that benefit Ultimate Team as a whole. Again, I mean, these are all W's in my opinion. They're changing up how you play competitively and giving you more chances to get rewards. For MUT Draft, this mode has kind of been left for dead over the years. They really don't update the draft pool anymore, so hearing that that's now a focus going forward is huge because there's a lot of people that just like to casually play that mode, but if you never update the draft pool, it gets old quick. And removing salary cap at this point makes sense. It was only put in for the MCS competitive tournaments and they stopped using that a couple years ago, so if you're not using it for that, the mode really doesn't have much of a place in the game anymore. Player items. One of the first things you'll notice when you enter Ultimate Team is your players' starting overalls. We raised the overalls of our starter teams to make those players more viable at the start of the year and to create a better gameplay experience from the moment you start playing. We've also added some basic versions of standout players from each NFL team to the starting lineups. You'll receive these players based on the team you select as your favorite team when you start playing Madden 23. We also took a look at the power-up system to reassess the overall design intent retention of power-ups. Power-ups evolved to a point of needing several items of a player and required additional resources to build up the best version of that player. All that led to the best lineups featuring a power-up player in nearly every position. In Madden 23, we're dialing the use of power-ups back so that when you obtain the latest and best version of a player, that's it. You have the best version of that player. There were some benefits to power-ups that we are preserving, starting with ability buckets. Lower overall elite players will receive ability buckets filled with abilities that pertain to that player's archetype. Higher overall players will receive custom ability buckets that are custom built for that specific player. You can expect custom ability buckets to contain unique features like discounted AP for certain abilities or even cross-archetype abilities. In addition to the ability bucket changes, most elite players will have a team chemistry bucket. You can choose one chemistry from the teams that player has played for. You will also have the ability to swap out player art when applicable. All that being said, you will not be seeing the traditional purple power-up items in Ultimate Team. However, some programs may feature a similar design to collect all versions of a particular player. For example, in our Legends program, you can collect the low overall versions of a given legend, then collect their moment, season, and boss editions to make the ultimate version of that player. Again, huge W's, and this is probably my favorite part. The pressure to power up every single player is now gone. You don't have to get power up items. You don't have to spend as much on training, which became such a huge money sink. Whether you put real money into the game or whether you spent in-game currency to acquire training, it got expensive to power up these players, and you needed to power up players to put abilities on them, to change their team chemistry, simple things that should have just been available on the base card. And finally, they've stripped that away. They've removed all of the work and the headache of powering up players and the stress and the pressure of it, and now you can just have the best version of the player when it comes out, and you can equip things on that player as is. Huge W. Strategy items. We also heard feedback on strategy items and look to address some pain points for players. First and foremost, you'll notice it's much easier to view which attributes are being boosted and by how much. We also revamped and simplified the strategy item system by reducing the total number of strategy item slots to 3: offense, defense, and the new team affinity strategy item slot where you receive additional team chemistry boosts. We have also removed the speed boost from any core strategy item. We've also added a few additional ways to obtain strategy items, including earning them on the field pass, strategy item pack offers in the store, and in Madden NFL 23 they will be auctionable so you can easily obtain the one you need. Another huge W. Less strategy items, easier to obtain them, but they've removed the speed. That is the biggest issue with Madden Ultimate Team every year. Maybe not the biggest issue, but it's one of the biggest issues, that teams reach high-end speed way too quickly. And last year, I mean in January, February, you had 99 speed players running around. So they've tried to dial that back this year, and that's good because once you start reaching the high speed thresholds, that's when the mode starts to get kind of out of hand. That should be much more of a journey to lead up to those super fast players. So the fact that they removed them from strategy items, huge W. Now make sure to click right here to find out some of the important gameplay changes for Madden 23 that were just announced a couple of days ago.